Hello everyone, this is Latha Akula. In this video, we are going to study about viruses, viroids and prions, the last part of the biological classification. The first one is a virus. So the viruses, they are simple organisms. The body is not made up of highly complicated structures, and they are infectious. Infectious means they can cause infections when they enter into the host. Cellular organisms, they do not have proper cell, either prokaryotic or eukaryotic cell is absent, hence they are cellular organisms, and the study of the viruses was called as virology. These are obligate intracellular parasites. What is the other name for the viruses? They are obligate intracellular parasite. Obligate means strict, intracellular means inside, parasitic, the mode of nutrition is parasitic only. These organisms, they badly need the parasite for its survival, hence they are called as obligate intracellular parasites. These are the connecting links between living and non-living, because they exhibit both the characters of the living and non-living. When they are present outside the host cells, they are inert and inactive. Those inert and inactive particles which are present outside the host cell are called as virions. And the non-living characters exhibited by the viruses are, they lack protoplast. Like prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, they do not have any cytoplasm or protoplasm, and these organisms, they have the ability to get crystallized. They can be easily crystallized like a chemical particles, and these organisms, they cannot live outside the host cells. That means the inability to live independent of the living cells means they are unable to survive outside the host cell. Absence of energy storing system. So these organisms, they cannot prepare their own food material, right? Hence there is no respiratory mechanisms and no ATP is synthesized, and further energy storing system is absent. And the living characters exhibited by the microorganisms, these viruses are the body, the cell, the particles, the virus particles are mainly made up of proteins and lipids like living organisms, and presence of genetic material. Like living organisms, they have the genetic material, either DNA or RNA. Both are not present. Some viruses, they have DNA, and some viruses, they have RNA. And ability to multiply. When they enter into the host cells, what is that function? Immediately it has to increase their number and take the command over the host. Hence they start multiplying, and that multiplying nature is the living character. Occurrence of mutations. The mutations are nothing but sudden heritable changes in the genetic material is called as mutations. Those mutations are highly frequently occurred in the viruses. Infectivity and host specificity. So they usually cause the infections when they enter into the host, and the infections also, they exhibit host specificity. That means not all the viruses cause infections in all living organisms. They exhibit certain specificity in that only the plant viruses causes plant diseases, animal virus causes animal diseases, and bacteriophages that cause diseases in the bacteria. They do not change their host. They are highly specific and highly restricted to their host only. And presence of enzymes. They contain several enzymes like neuraminidase, transcriptase, reverse transcriptase, and lysozyme enzymes, which are the living characters. And they take over, when they enter into the host cell, they take over the biosynthetic machinery of the host and start multiplying. That is the living character. Examples for the viruses are common cold is caused by the viruses, epidemic influenza is caused by influenza virus, chickenpox disease is caused by varicella zoster virus, mumps is caused by mumps virus, measles is caused by variola virus. Poliomyelitis, we know that every one of us, we have taken polio drops, right, to prevent this disease, that polio disease, which is caused by polio virus. And rabies disease is caused by rhabdovirus, which is highly infectious, and it can be transmitted from the dogs to human beings because of the bite of stray dogs. And AIDS disease is caused by HIV virus and SARS. All these are the virus infections only, these are not the few examples. There are so many examples are there. And if we see the discoveries of the virology, the term virus was first coined by Louis Pasteur, and he said what the meaning of the virus is venom or poisonous fluid. What is the meaning of the virus? Venom or poisonous fluid. And later, Ivanovsky in the year 1892, in those days, the tobacco plants, the farmers are suffering a lot because of the mosaic disease seen in the tobacco plants. This Ivanovsky, he went there to study on the mosaic disease, what is the causative agent of the mosaic disease. He observed that he recognized there are certain microorganisms are causative agents of the mosaic disease in the tobacco, because in that time people believe more on the superstitions. They believe that the causative agents, they do not know about the microorganisms. They blindly follow the superstitions, and he said that the microorganisms only the causative agents of the mosaic disease. What he said, he recognized certain microorganisms are causative agents of the mosaic disease. How he were able to say it is, he passed those fluids from the infectious plants through the bacterial filters. These are the smaller than the bacteria. When he filtered the virus particles from the bacterial filters, he observed that these virus particles could able to cross the filters. He said these are the smaller than the bacteria because they can pass through the bacterial filters. Actually, when we filter the bacteria solution through the bacterial filters, the bacteria can be easily trapped because the filter contains very minute particles that can easily trap the bacteria. But these tobacco mosaic disease causing agents, they are even crossing the bacterial filters also. That means they are smaller than the bacteria or the microorganisms are the causative agents of the mosaic disease. Later in the year 1898, Bezering, he has extracted the fluid from the infected plants, and he said that extract is the only the causative agent of the that can transmit the infection from the infected plants to the healthy plants. And he said that fluid as contagium vivum fluid. What he said, the fluid as contagium vivum fluid. The meaning of that contagium vivum fluid is infectious living fluid. Later, Stanley, he was the first person, he first crystallized the virus particles. He crystallized tobacco mosaic virus and observed those crystals. They are purely made up of proteins. And the chemical nature of the viruses was first studied by Barton and Perry. These two people, they studied the chemical nature of the viruses and said the viruses are nucleoproteins. These are nucleoproteins. And with this we have completed the characters. The next one is we study about the structure of viruses. Now in this video we will study about the structure of the viruses. Here if we see the structure of the virus mainly consists of three parts: envelope, capsid and nucleic acids are present. This is called as envelope. This part is called as capsid. Inside the capsid, the nucleic acids are arranged. So this outermost layer is called as envelope. Some of the viruses, they consist of this outgrowth which are called as spikes are present. These spikes are meant for the attachment to the host cells, and this envelope is loosely arranged, which is made up of proteins, lipids and carbohydrates. What is the chemical nature of the envelope? They are made up of proteins, lipids and carbohydrates. These proteins are originated from the viruses itself, but these lipids and carbohydrates are not originated from the virus body. They are acquired from the host cell body, and sometimes some of the viruses, they do not have any envelope. Those viruses are called as non-enveloped viruses. So again, depending upon the presence or absence of envelope, the viruses are two types: enveloped viruses and non-enveloped viruses. Examples for the enveloped viruses are HIV, herpes virus, and some of the viruses, they do not have any envelope. Those are called as non-enveloped viruses. Example: tobacco mosaic virus, Smallpox viruses are the examples for the non-enveloped viruses. And the second part is the capsid. What is this part is called? This is called as capsid. This capsid is made up of smaller subunits called as capsomere. What are the smaller subunits are called? Capsomeres. The function of this capsid is to protect the nucleic acids present inside. That is, genetic material was protected by this capsid only. And inside the capsid, what are present? This region is called as core. In the core, genetic material is present. The genetic material is nucleic acids are either DNA or RNA. Depending on the presence of DNA or RNA, again these are two types. DNA viruses are deoxyviruses. RNA viruses are called as riboviruses. What is the name of the DNA viruses? Deoxyviruses. Deoxyriboviruses. And RNA viruses are called as riboviruses. These DNA viruses are two types. If it consists of double-stranded, they are called double-stranded DNA viruses. If it contains the single-stranded DNA, they are called single-stranded DNA viruses. The double-stranded DNA viruses examples are pox virus, herpes virus, cauliflower mosaic virus. And examples for the single-stranded DNA viruses are coliphage, 5X174 and M13 phage. These are the examples of single-stranded DNA viruses. RNA viruses are again classified into two types: single-stranded RNA viruses and double-stranded RNA viruses. Single-stranded RNA viruses, the examples are tobacco mosaic virus and influenza. And double-stranded RNA viruses examples are reovirus and wound tumor viruses are the double-stranded DNA viruses. Depending upon the host specificity, the viruses are again classified into three types. Here the host specificity means not all the viruses infect all the host. They exhibit specificity. The plant viruses infects only plants, animal viruses infects only the animals, and bacteriophages infects only the bacteria. That is called as host specificity. In that, plant viruses also, mostly the plant viruses genetic material is single-stranded RNA. What is the nature of the genetic material of plant viruses? Single-stranded RNA. And animal viruses, there may be, some of them have a single-stranded RNA or double-stranded RNA. And sometimes they may have a double-stranded DNA as a genetic material. In the bacteriophages, they mostly consist of double-stranded DNA as the genetic material. If we see some of the examples some examples of viruses, structures of some viruses, the first one is tobacco mosaic virus. This tobacco mosaic virus, we heard about this in the previous video. That is, these tobacco mosaic viruses, they cause mosaic disease in the tobacco plants. On the leaves, there may be some yellowish, greenish mosaic pattern of some patches will be seen, and it decreases the yield of the tobacco plants also. On tobacco mosaic virus, there may be three scientists they worked, that is Ivanovsky, Bejering and Stanley. Those three persons, they worked on this tobacco mosaic virus. Stanley, he crystallized this tobacco mosaic virus first time. Stanley crystallized these virus particles. If you see the structure of this tobacco mosaic virus, what is the full form of TMV? Tobacco mosaic virus. So what will happen? For example, this is a leaf of tobacco leaves. So the infected leaves, they show some mosaic pattern of patches on the infected leaves. There is some mosaic pattern of patches will be seen. Like this, the leaves will be appear. And that decreases the yield of the tobacco plants also. And who worked on this? Ivanovsky, Bessering and Stanley. These three people, they worked on the mosaic disease of tobacco plants. We see the structure of this TMV. It is elongated rod-like structure. What is the shape of the tobacco mosaic virus? It is like elongated rod-like structure. It is a non-enveloped virus. What is this? It is not covered by any envelope. Hence, it is non-enveloped. So, this outermost structure what we are seeing is nothing but capsid. It consists of capsomeres. What these red color structures, these subunits are called as capsomeres. There are nearly 2131 capsomeres are present. How many capsomeres are present in tobacco mosaic virus? 2131. And if we see the structure, it has 3000 angstrom units long. It is 3000 angstrom units long and 180 angstrom units diameter. It shows 3000 angstrom units in its length and 180 angstrom units in diameter. And its molecular weight is 39.4 into 10 power 6 daltons. What is its molecular weight? 39.4 into 10 power 6 daltons in its molecular weight. And these capsomeres, they are helically arranged. How they are arranged? They are helically arranged. Inside these capsid, the genetic material is present, right? What is the genetic material? It is a single-stranded RNA. What is the genetic material of tobacco mosaic virus? It is single-stranded RNA, and this RNA is also helically arranged. It consists of 6400 nucleotides. How many nucleotides are present in the genetic material? 6400 nucleotides are present. If you see the ratios between the nucleotides and capsomeres, that is, nucleotides are more in number when compared to the capsomere. If you see the nucleotides is to capsomeres, what is the ratio? 3:1 in number. This is the structure of tobacco mosaic virus. What is its shape? Elongated rod-like. How it is made up of? It consists of several capsomeres are helically arranged. Totally 2131 capsomeres are present. Its molecular weight is 39.4 into 10 power 6 daltons. And the number of capsomeres are 2131 capsomeres. We see the size 3000 angstrom units in the length and 180 angstrom units diameter. Inside this, there is a core is present. In the core, there is a helically arranged single-stranded RNA present, which contain totally 6400 nucleotides. If you see the ratio of nucleotides and capsomeres, they are 3:1. This is about the tobacco mosaic virus. This is enough for you. And next one is the bacteriophage. What are bacteriophages? The bacteriophages are nothing but the viruses which infect bacteria or the viruses which parasitic on the bacteria are called as bacteriophages. So what is the host here? Bacteria. What is the parasite? Bacteriophage. We see the structure of the bacteriophage. It is tadpole shape. What is the shape? We call it as tadpole. It consists of mainly three parts. It has a polyhedral head, next helical tail, and 6 tail fibers are present. Mainly these three parts are present. This is polyhedral head. This polyhedral head consists of DNA as a genetic material. What is the genetic material? Double-stranded DNA is the genetic material present. It is a T for bacteriophage, hence it is double-stranded DNA as a genetic material is present, and below this there is a tube-like structure is present. This tube-like structure is called as tail. It is made up of proteins, and head and tail are joined by collar or neck region is present. What is this red color region is called? Rectangular box-like region is called? It is called as collar. And below this tail there are 6. How many? 6 tail. There is a basal plate is present. Below this tail there is a basal plate is present. This basal plate consists of 6 tail pins. How many? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tail pins are present. and from this basal plate 6 tail fibers will originated. How many? 6 tail fibers will be erased from the basal plate. The function of this tail fibers is to attachment to the bacterial host. Okay, inside the polyhedral head what is present? DNA is present. This is called helical this is nothing but helical tail. A tube-like structure is called helical tail. These two are joined by means of a collar, and below this tail what is present? There is a basal plate is present. Basal plate consists of 6 tail pins are present, and to this basal plate 6 tail fibers are originated from this basal plate. This is the structure of bacteriophage. So next one is viroids and prions. So next in this we will study about some of the subviral agents like viroids, virusoids and prions. These viroids are the smallest self-replicating particles first discovered by the DNA. These viroids are nothing but infectious RNA particles without any capsid. Only the RNA particles that act as the infectious agents. They are devoid of protein called as capsid. Actually capsid is present right around the genetic material, but in this there is no genetic material. Only RNA will act as an infectious agents. Their molecular weight is very low. They are obligate parasites. They infect mainly the plants. They cause certain plants diseases like potato spindle tuber disease in potato, chrysanthemum stunt disease and citrus exocartis disease in the citrus plants. Next one is virusoids. Virusoids was discovered by Randall. These are RNA viruses. Here these viruses are present inside the capsid of other large viruses. They do not form any capsid. Instead these are RNA viruses. They are present in the capsid of other larger viruses. They are called as virusoids. They are not cause. They do not have infectious nature. They do not cause any infections. Next, prions. Prions was discovered by Prasiner. Here, prions. These are only proteinaceous infectious particles. Only the protein particles will cause us infections. There is no genetic material in this. Here, these protein particles are the infectious in nature. They causes infections like Kuru disease in human beings and bovine spongiform encephalopathy, that is BSE. Bovine spongiform encephalopathy in it is also called as mad cow disease, and scrappy disease in sheep, Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. These are some of the names of the disease caused by the prions. Who discovered the prions? Prasiner. These prions are the only proteins will act as the infectious particles without genetic material. They cause infections like Kuru disease in human beings and bovine spongiform encephalopathy or BSC, mad cow disease, and scurvy disease in sheep, Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. These are some of the diseases caused by prions. With this we have completed viruses part. Second chapter, biological classification, is over. In the next video we are going to start the chapter 3, that is plant kingdom.